I was halfway down the aisle when I heard the rip. Loud, sharp, unmistakable. The entire back seam of my wedding dress split open. Guests gasped. Some pointed. I stood there frozen, bouquet trembling in my hands, my face burning with humiliation. And then I heard my sister Jenna whisper to our mother from the front row, "Guess she should have gone with a better seamstress, or a smaller size." My mother didn't even try to hide her laugh. That's when I realized they'd planned this all along. My name is Emma. I'm 27 years old, and this is the story of how my own family tried to destroy the happiest day of my life. I'm a second-grade teacher. I don't make a lot of money. I don't drive a fancy car or wear designer clothes, but I love my job. I love my students. And I loved my fiancé, Liam, a kind, hardworking electrician who saw me for who I really was. Growing up, I was the practical one, the responsible one, the one who didn't cause drama or demand attention. My younger sister Jenna? She was the beauty, the favorite, the one who got the designer clothes, the constant praise, the spotlight at every family gathering. I was used to being overlooked. I'd made peace with it, honestly, but I never thought they'd go this far. Liam and I saved for 2 years for our wedding. Nothing extravagant, just small and beautiful and meaningful. We wanted a day that felt like us, real, honest, full of love. I wasn't the flashy one. I didn't throw money around or try to impress anyone, but I had something real, love, respect, and a partner who saw me. And maybe that's exactly what they couldn't stand. If you've ever been the one your family underestimated, drop your location in the comments. I read every single one, and I want to hear your story too. It started 3 weeks before the wedding. My mother called me one evening, her voice unusually warm. "Emma, sweetheart, I want to help with the final preparations." I hesitated. My mom had been distant my whole life. Loving Jenna came easy to her. Loving me? Not so much. "I know I haven't been as involved as I should have been," she continued. "But this is your wedding. Let me do something. Please." I wanted to believe her. I really did. "Okay," I said. "That would be nice, Mom." "Why don't I pick up your dress from the seamstress?" she offered. "I know you're swamped with work and planning. Let me take that off your plate." I was overwhelmed. End-of-year school stuff, lesson plans, wedding details piling up. So I said yes. "Thank you. That actually helps a lot." She sounded so sincere, so eager. I should have known better. 2 days before the wedding, I tried on my dress one last time. My maid of honor, Kate, my best friend since college, was with me. I zipped it up and turned to the mirror. Something felt off. The zipper was loose. The stitching along the back seam looked uneven, almost frayed. "Kate, does this look weird to you?" She leaned in, frowning. "Yeah, actually, it does. Did the seamstress do that?" "I don't know. My mom picked it up." I called my mom right away. "Mom, the dress feels strange. The back seam looks loose." "Oh, honey, you're just nervous," she said, her tone sweet and dismissive. "It's perfect. Trust me." I wanted to trust her, but that knot in my stomach didn't go away. The morning of the wedding, I was getting ready in the bridal suite. Kate was helping me into the dress, and she noticed it again. "Emma, I really think we should reinforce this. It doesn't look right." "There's no time," I said, my chest tight. "The ceremony's in 30 minutes." "Then let me grab a needle and—" "Kate, please, it'll be fine." I was wrong. I started down the aisle, my heart pounding. Liam stood at the altar, smiling at me like I was the only person in the world. I took one step, then another, and then, rip. The sound echoed through the room. The entire back seam split open, exposing my skin, my undergarments, everything. Guests murmured. Some turned away, others stared. I froze, humiliation burning through me like fire. Jenna was sitting in the front row, right next to my mother. They exchanged a look. Not shock, not concern. Satisfaction. And then Jenna leaned over and whispered, just loud enough for me to hear. Guess she should have gone with a better seamstress, or a smaller size. My mother stifled a laugh, didn't even try to hide it. Liam saw what happened. Without hesitation, he took off his suit jacket, walked down the aisle and wrapped it around me. He leaned in close and whispered, "We'll fix this. Don't let them win." I nodded, tears stinging my eyes, and we finished the ceremony. But inside, I was shaking with rage. Later, during the cocktail hour, I was in the bathroom trying to pull myself together. Kate was with me, furious. "I'm going to kill them," she muttered. "I swear to God, Emma, I'm going to—" "Wait," I said, grabbing her arm. "Look." Jenna's phone was sitting on the counter. She must have left it there when she touched up her makeup. It was unlocked. I know I shouldn't have looked, but something told me to. I opened her messages, scrolled up, and there it was. A group text between Jenna, my mother, and a number I didn't recognize, labeled seamstress. Jenna had written, "Just make it look fine, but weaken the seam. She'll never know until it's too late." My mother replied, "Perfect. She deserves it. The seamstress. Done. It'll rip right down the aisle." My stomach dropped. This wasn't an accident. It was sabotage. I took a photo of the screen before Jenna came back. Kate read over my shoulder, her face going pale. "Emma, they planned this. They actually planned this." "I know. We have to tell someone. We have to—" "Not yet," I said, my voice steady. "Not yet." The reception started, and I thought maybe, just maybe, the worst was over. I was wrong. When Liam and I walked into the venue, I noticed something immediately. The seating chart had been changed. Liam and I were seated at a table in the back corner, near the restrooms, away from everyone. Meanwhile, Jenna sat front and center at the main family table with my parents and all our relatives. I walked straight up to my mother. "Why did you change the seating chart?" She smiled sweetly. "Oh, we thought you'd want to sit with Liam's people since you're starting your own family now." Translation: You're not one of us anymore. I clenched my jaw and said nothing. Liam squeezed my hand. "It's okay. Let it go." But it wasn't okay. Then came the speeches. The best man went first. Sweet, funny, heartfelt. Then my father stood and gave a short, awkward toast that felt rehearsed and hollow. And then Jenna grabbed the microphone. No one invited her to speak. She just took it. "Hi, everyone," she said brightly. "I'm Emma's sister, and I just had to say a few words." I felt my stomach sink. "Emma's always been the sensible one," Jenna continued, her tone dripping with fake affection. "The practical one. The one who makes safe choices." A few people chuckled. "She's a teacher, which is adorable, so steady, so boring." The room went uncomfortable. Liam tensed beside me. Jenna kept going. "But hey, she finally found someone desperate enough to marry her, so cheers to that." A few people laughed nervously. Most just looked horrified. And then she delivered the final blow. "But hey, at least the dress almost made it down the aisle, right?" She winked. The room went silent. Liam's hand gripped mine so hard it hurt. "I'm going to—" "No," I whispered. "Not yet." Because I was already planning something. After the cake cutting, I saw them, Jenna and my mother, hovering near the gift table. I watched as Jenna opened her purse and started stuffing envelopes inside. I walked over, my voice calm. "What are you doing?" Jenna didn't even flinch. We're just keeping them safe. You're too distracted to watch them. My mother nodded. Besides, we paid for half this wedding. That was a lie. They contributed $500 to a $12,000 wedding. So we deserve a little something back, don't we? My mother added, smiling. I was shaking, but I stayed calm because I knew something they didn't. What they didn't know was that I'd been recording everything. Weeks earlier, when my mother suddenly offered to help, something felt off. She'd never cared about being involved before. Why now? So I installed a small camera in my apartment, just above the bookshelf. Subtle, hidden, and I caught her. On video, clear as day, my mother let Jenna into my apartment while I was at work. They went through my wedding binder, messed with decor samples, tampered with the seating chart draft I'd printed. I also photographed that text thread on Jenna's phone before she came back to the bathroom. I sent copies to Kate and to my friend Nicole, a sharp, no-nonsense paralegal. I gave them instructions. If anything goes wrong at the wedding, we go public. I also kept every receipt, every text, every false promise my family made about contributing. And I had one more thing, a recording of my mother on the phone with a friend laughing about the wedding. Emma's so naive. She actually thinks we care about this little wedding. Jenna deserves a real celebration, not this budget mess. I wasn't going to let them ruin my day. I was going to let them ruin themselves. I pulled Kate and Nicole aside during a quiet moment. Kate was livid. I'm ready to drag them out by their hair. No, I said. We do this smart. Nicole nodded. You have everything you need. Let's give them exactly what they've earned. Meanwhile, Jenna and my mother were getting bolder. They were laughing loudly, making snide comments to relatives about the disaster ceremony. One of my aunts approached me, her face full of pity. Sweetheart, I'm so sorry about your dress. What happened? Before I could answer, my mother jumped in. Poor thing didn't get it altered properly. We tried to warn her. I smiled tightly, said nothing. Not yet. Liam noticed my calm. He leaned in close. You're planning something, aren't you? I nodded. Trust me. The DJ announced the final speeches and the special moments slideshow, photos from our relationship, our engagement, our lives together. Except I'd quietly swapped the USB drive. Jenna and my mother had no idea what was coming. I stood up and took the microphone. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here to celebrate with us tonight. Applause, smiles. Before we wrap up, I have one last thing to share. The projection screen lit up behind me, but instead of wedding photos, the first image was a screenshot. The group text thread between Jenna, my mother, and the seamstress. People leaned forward, squinting. Then they started reading. Just make it look fine, but weaken the seam. She'll never know until it's too late. Gasps filled the room. Jenna's face went white. My voice was steady, cold. I want everyone to know that my dress didn't rip by accident. My own mother and sister sabotaged it. The next slide appeared. Video footage, grainy but clear, of my mother unlocking my apartment door and letting Jenna inside. Then came the audio clip. My mother's voice, crisp and cruel. Emma's so naive. She actually thinks we care about this little wedding. Jenna deserves a real celebration, not this budget mess. The room was dead silent. Jenna stood up, shaking. This is insane, Emma. You're being paranoid. I cut her off. I also have the receipts showing that you contributed $500 total. Not half. Not even close. You've been lying to everyone here. My mother tried to recover. We were joking, Emma. You've always been too sensitive. Liam stood, his voice firm and calm. You tried to humiliate her on the most important day of her life. That's not a joke. That's cruelty. My aunt, the one who'd pitied me earlier, stood up. I always knew you two were jealous, she said, glaring at my mother and Jenna. But this is vile. Other relatives murmured in agreement. A cousin shook her head in disgust. Jenna grabbed her purse and tried to leave, but I wasn't done. One more thing, I said, my voice clear. The money you just tried to steal from the gift table? I have you on video. If you ever contact me again, I'm pressing charges. Jenna froze. My mother's face turned red. They left in silence. No apologies, no excuses, just shame. The room erupted in applause. I handed the mic back to the DJ, turned to Liam and said, "Now let's enjoy our wedding." And we did. The rest of the night was perfect. The dance floor filled. People hugged us, told us how brave I was, how proud they were. For the first time in my life, I felt seen. Later that night, my father approached me. He'd been quiet the whole time, complicit, but silent. "I should have stopped them," he said, his voice shaking. "I'm sorry." I looked at him for a long moment. "Maybe one day," I said, "but not today." He nodded and walked away. In the weeks after the wedding, Jenna tried to reach out. She sent a text. "You embarrassed me in front of everyone." I blocked her without responding. My mother sent a cold email demanding an apology for public slander. Nicole sent a cease and desist in reply. I never heard from them again. And you know what? I felt lighter than I had in years. I'd spent my whole life trying to earn love from people who were never going to give it. But now I had a family I chose. Liam, Kate, Nicole. People who saw me, who valued me. And that was enough. For once, their silence didn't hurt me. It freed me. If this story hit home for you, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and tell me where you're watching from. I reply to so many of you, and your stories mean everything to me. Have you ever had to stand up to family on a day that was supposed to be yours? Drop your story in the comments. You're not alone. And if you've ever been the underestimated one, the overlooked one, the one they thought would just take it, keep going. You're stronger than they'll ever understand. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.